What's up, everybody? It is me, your boy Rico No Suave. I am back. I am ready to go. Let's get it on. I am super ready to get it on, everybody. Welcome to the show. Man, I am ready. So hopefully you guys are actually ready as well, too. But what can I say? What can I say? We're ready. We're ready. So I'm happy. You know why I'm happy, everybody? Is because of this. I went fishing, right? When I went fishing, it was the bomb. I got to give my man Jeff, I think it's Jack or Jeff. I'm sorry, man. You're going to hate me for this, but hey, thank you so much for actually giving me this. I went fishing over the weekend, and he gave me this to be able to catch catfish. I said, you know what? I got a talk show. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a shout out. So thank you so much for that, man, because he's out there killing it. Catching 40-pound catfish, bullheads. He's killing it out there. But thank you. I had a great conversation as far as with him as well. All right, so let's get it on. We have awareness, everybody. Coming up August 17th, there's National Nonprofit Day. And nonprofits, of course, you know, it's all different type of cultures, but they're definitely helping the community try to build and go from there. But hey, everybody, hey, the 17th of this month of August, make sure you please go ahead and support your non-for-profit organizations, help them volunteer, do some really great things, and it's always a National Non-for-Profit Day. Let's just keep that going. Let's get it on. All right, yeah. All right, everybody. Okay, so when I tell you about sculptures, when I tell you about how big they get, if you ever was driving alongside the road, let's say Virginia, around the states, and you see these big old statues. It could be in the country. It could be wherever. This gentleman, I am so happy to actually have him here with me because we are about to go through a journey of understanding how he became such a great, talented artist as himself. I want you guys to put your hands together for none other than my guy, Mark Cline. Let's go.
Hey,
Hey, Mark, you there,
hey,
sir?
I think so. Hold on. I'm clipping some toenails here. You caught me. I'm sorry. It's, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a big one. You might use that as the bait. That's
Okay.
don't know what you'll catch with that, but maybe a
I,
disease. Who knows?
I bet you I can hook one.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, sorry, that was embarrassing, but how are
It's
you,
all
my
good.
friend?
Mark Klein, man, welcome to the show, man. I am super happy you are here. You here.
Uh, yeah,
And
and
we've
I
been
just got back from Colorado. I was doing some rock climbing and all that, so I almost missed the plane. So I'm glad I'm here too.
I'm glad you made it safe. I'm glad you
So
made it safe for us to be able to do this show. But let's get it on, man. Let's get it on. We got so much to actually go over. And I'm super happy. You can tell I'm super happy. I love theme parks, but we're gonna get to that. But as the audience are actually tuning in, let's start off with this. You know, there was a time in your life that in your bio you had that you were homeless. There were so many things to be able to think about to be able to survive, but you had that spark to be able to go to an unemployment agency. Talk to us about that employment agency that makes you have that spark to say, hey, I need to be able to get to do what I have to do for the world. Let's go.
well, the first thing when you're homeless, um, that can entail a lot of things. I mean,
Sure.
I chose to be. I was right out of high school. I was just kind of living like a leaf in the wind, and didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I was just kind of hanging out in the park for a good while, and I kept a journal, and in this journal, I was trying to discover myself. So, that's what you do when you write. I mean, that's what when you're writing a journal or a diary, you're trying to. It's all about self discovery. And I came to the conclusion that what did I want out of life? Well, what do you want out of? What does everybody want out of life?
Right.
We want happiness.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, that's in the forefathers. They've written that up. The pursuit of happiness. So that's pretty important.
Yeah.
I figured, how am I going to find this happiness? Well, hmm, not being a bum all my life, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
I came to the conclusion that it was about helping people. And I mean, seriously, it's about the helping, the healing. Well, I can't do very much of that as a bum. So I literally folded up my journal and went down to the highway and I started hitchhiking. A lady picks me up. She takes me to the next town where the employment office is. Well, I go there, walk in. I said, I need a job. And they said they didn't have anything. So I was on my way out the door. My hand was literally on the doorknob. And the lady from the back room said, we have something. I said, I'll take it. So I didn't know if it was cleaning toilets or what, but it was at a little factory called Red Mill Manufacturing where they make little, hold on a second, they make
Yes,
little
sir.
figurines out of resin. This is one that I actually made. This is of Natural
Nice.
Bridge, which is just down the road. But
Yes.
anyway, but they make horses and little paperweights and different things.
Okay.
So after working there for about 6 weeks, the boss said, "Mark, there's something about you," and he said, "I want you to stay after work." So I didn't know what this was, where he was going with this, but I stayed, and then of course, I'm 19 years old,
Sure.
and he says, he said, "I'm going to show you how to make a mold of your hand." And he did that. And after I made this mold, he showed me how to pour resin into it, make an exact duplicate. And I made this exact duplicate of my hand. And I said, wow, I can make all kinds of stuff out of this. And he said, you sure
Wow.
can. Here's a 5 gallon bucket. Go home and play with it.
Let's
So when I
go.
say the rest is history, it was a 5 gallon pail of resin, I should say. So anyway, I started making things out of it. Uh, and one thing led to another. And, I'm here right now doing work all over the world just because somebody showed me a few things. But think about this. What if I didn't have that thought, that moment when I was
Mm-hmm.
writing in my journal? What if I wasn't sitting on that exact park bench? And
Yeah.
what if I didn't, what if it was raining? No, I don't want to write today. But if I wouldn't have gone down to that road and hitchhiked, if that lady took a right turn instead of a left turn or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, if I wasn't there in that employment office at that very second, then I would start disappearing off this camera and you wouldn't have anybody to talk to. Be
Right.
like Back to the Future.
Yes, sir.
So,
Which
but
is a
here I
favorite
am.
movie of mine. I love the piece of being able to get motivated to pursue of happiness, which is a really great movie as well. But I have to say that you had that spark to be able to push you to be able to go to an employment agency to take whatever you can to get you started on something. Sometimes it's hard, like because some people have that depression, they have mentality issues, or personality, self-esteem that makes them not think that they're going to be able to make it. But during that time, you were young at that time, and sometimes that can really affect, you know, young
That's
ones at that
well,
time,
and
right?
that's the nativity. It was helpful,
Yeah,
of course, because I mean, what do you say to your mom and dad? Hey, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to build, statues and leprechauns and dragons, and that's when they introduce you to the psychiatrist,
right.
generally. But I put my mom through a lot of stuff, believe
Sure.
me, and some of the things she never knew about, which was a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah. I think I think I'm in the same boat. There's some things my parents don't know. I hope they're not
Well,
watching. But yeah, there's some things that they don't know. But I think for yourself that led that spark and you took whatever you could. I think it was destined to know what your abilities were when you went to Red Mill, the manufacturing, and being able to see how that sparked. Did you ever have like an ambition to be able to make things in general as a teenager?
well, it started out as a child, really, and I mean, well, first of all, I had and I still have a superpower or a secret weapon, and it's
Okay.
called ADHD.
Oh wow. Yeah, those. Okay. Yeah.
If you haven't figured it out in this last like 5 minutes, then there you go. But no, it's when I was in the fourth grade, my fourth grade teacher put me in a special needs class. Well, I shouldn't
Okay.
really say special needs. It was for slow learners, and anyway, there was about five other people in the class,
Sure.
and but she took me aside and she showed me how to make things out of paper mache and out of wood and a few things. She showed me these things, and then so as I got older, I went to junior high school and noticed that some of my buddies that were in that same class, they never advanced that much. I mean, I was terrible in academics. In fact, I was on, other people were on the honor roll. I was on the honorary roll, anything from a C on
Mm.
down.
Mm.
But uh,
Mm.
but anyway, so it was tough for me. So I went through, my buddies were struggling, and I would see them being picked on by the bullies. Now I wouldn't have any of that. So I stood in between the bully and my friend, and I, diverted the attention. That's where I learned magic. It's like the
Mm.
diversion. And I would like say, well, look at that cheerleader over there. So I'd actually be protecting my buddies. So I learned at a very early age that compassion is really what measures us as humans.
Let's
So
go.
I followed that, with combine that with the happiness, and
Yep.
then I'm going to fast forward real quick to
Sure.
about 40 years later. I'm doing a great big art show down in Roanoke, Virginia, $66 million art museum called the Taubman Museum of Art. And right before I go up and speak to about a crowd of about 400 people, a lady comes up to me and she says, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "Yes, I do. You're Mrs. Berry, my fourth grade teacher."
Wow.
And guess what? I'm going to take her to lunch in about 2 weeks.
Let's
So
go.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
She's a sweet woman, sweet woman. She's
Let's
up in her 80s
go.
now. But she's
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Hey, people come back in your life for a reason, but they come back into your life for a reason because you have a journey that you've been telling all along because you've been working hard at what you love to do and being able to share your talent. Let's get right into it. 1985. That's a good time for Chicago Bears. But 1985, there was a foundation of your work, the Monster Museum, right? And then you moved to repairing and building props for other companies. And what type of repairs did you actually do? So I know that's kind of like a lot of questions within questions,
no,
right? So
I got it.
talk
I
to me
got you.
about that.
Well, that's when I started to really learn how to work with the fiberglass. I mean, I started out with the red mill manufacturing, but I started really advancing with the different types of fiberglass because people wanted props and they wanted them for the outdoors. But I made paper mache things before, but people wanted things that were going to last out in the elements. So I started advancing at the fiberglass, and this is back before they had YouTube and any of that. So I started
Yeah.
developing some techniques that nobody ever used. I mean, I didn't know any better. So again, that nativity was good for me. So I learned through the mistakes. But working with fiberglass and I found out later is, I mean, some of this stuff has been out there for like 60, 70 years. I mean, it's indestructible. So I
Wow.
mean, and so as I well as I opened up my small little museum, I opened up the little haunted my little monster museum back in '85, and we did we did fairly well with it, but it wasn't getting me rich. And in fact, it was very tough. I mean, who wants to I was selling $2 tickets, so I had to supplement my income. So I started selling some props to other companies, and but I learned as I went and figured out what people needed, and yeah. So now I do work, like I said, all over the country. In fact, we just set up a statue today in Tulsa.
Yeah, I know. We have that
Cowboy
picture.
Bob. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here's a miniature of it.
Oh,
Cowboy
is that the
Bob.
one?
Well,
Cowboy
yes.
Bob.
This is
Yeah.
like Spinal Tap. This is the small version of it. But the
Yeah,
actual one
that
is the actual one's like 22 feet tall.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, one of the things that one of the things that I love about how passionate you are, but when it comes to repair, because doing the repair helps you troubleshoot when you're doing your creation and something doesn't feel well, right? And you have to go over and modify it and do it again. When you actually start working with the big companies to start doing the repairs, how were you actually marketing yourself, or how did it word get out that you were actually able to do repairs for certain statues or fiberglass materials that they were looking for?
That's well, it's like anything. You take it like one little step at a time. People have this need,
Yeah.
and I mean, nobody fixing this stuff. I mean, what they would normally do is they would have like these statues out there that would be busted up. Who would they normally call? Well, they would call an auto body guy. Well, he's good at fixing cracks, but he doesn't know how to make
Right.
fingers and arms that are gone.
Right.
And so it was a slow process. I think it really came through me doing the sculptures. And then after a while, people, thought, well, we've got other sculptures out here and they need repair. And, I know you can build these sculptures, but can you fix these things? So I could
Yeah.
make a full-time job out of just flying from place to place just to repair these items. In fact, up in Rhode Island, I'll be going up there in about a few weeks to look at I think it's like a 58 foot tall, I'm sorry, 58-foot long termite.
Wow.
I think it's as long as the whole state, to be honest with you.
Right.
So,
Wow.
but it's an iconic piece that's been there for like 60 or 70 years, and people love their giants. They absolutely love their giants. There's one down in Tennessee that I went down to look at, which is about 3.5 hours from here, and it had
Okay.
been there since the '50s. And
Wow.
they were trying to move it to another location and busted all to pieces. And they thought it was, they're thinking this is totaled. Well, they gave me a call, and I've taken some pieces that looked like they were just total trash and put them back together. So,
Wow.
over the years, it's just learning how the properties of these things and what the limitations are. But I've developed my own technique, and nobody, as far as I know, nobody else in the industry does it.
No, no, I've never heard of anyone to be able to repair, number one, but also I've seen, of course, and me and my producers we were just talking about lumberjack in Wisconsin Dells, in regards to the big old statue that's there. I think it was a lumberjack house. But as far as the repair piece, you know, that intrigues me because the material that they actually have you to repair, is it all different types of material? Is it like some fiberglass, some concrete? How is it that you are identifying to know that what you need to come down there to repair or come to their establishments for repair?
Well, a lot of times I'll have to fly out and take a look ahead of time, which
Okay.
is, and I can make, or sometimes it's from photographs, just looking at the photographs.
Nice.
But in the case of something made out of concrete, this they had down in Tennessee this huge Native American, and it, like I said, this one busted up, but it was made out of concrete with a thin layer of fiberglass over it.
Okay.
So basically, and that's what they did at the time. So basically, what I did was just I could was able to fiberglass and make a shell off the existing pieces.
Uh-huh.
And then I didn't need the concrete anymore. In other words, I would make an exact duplicate and then fill in the blanks with missing pieces. So, with
Wow.
good photographs. So sometimes that's how I have to do it. Instead of actually repairing the piece, I have to sort of make an identical piece.
Mm, mm. That's the creative mind of you, Mark Klein, is it's just it's amazing because it's almost as if you have the picture, but you have to, and it's not really the way it should be looking, and you bringing it back to life. You're actually saving businesses. You're actually saving the ambience, the culture of whatever is actually like missing, right?
Well, and there's a lot of it from these old theme parks. Like, so let's say,
Yes.
we just sent up a boat about 30 feet long to Maryland at a small theme park. It's called the Enchanted Forest, and it's on Clark's Ellie Oak Farm now. But it's a boat. It's called Little Toot, and it was a cartoon boat. I used to ride it when I was a child up in
Oh
Maryland. It
wow.
went to Robinson Crusoe's Island. Well, this thing was in such disrepair, and they shipped it to me. They
Uh-huh.
they shipped me the boat. You know,
I like that one. Yeah.
I redid this whole thing, and we sent it back up there. So now think about this. Here I am, a little boy, had no idea that I'd have that same very boat that I used to ride in my
Yeah.
studio.
Let's
So
go.
there's a lot of connections that I'm making to my own past here,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. This is part of it. It's part of the that brings joy to me,
Yeah.
and knowing that all these pieces bring joy to other people. Man, you can't. What's there's nothing better than that, because it's all about the healing. Ultimately, it's not
Yes,
about
sir.
fame or the money. None of that matters to me. It doesn't
Right.
matter. It's about
Yeah.
how you can pass this on and spread the joy. And these giants bring a lot of joy to people. I've got dozens and dozens of them all around the country, especially on Route 66.
Yeah. Yeah, 66. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. It's yeah, my father used to talk about 66 all the time. And I think just by having that and just knowing that you're actually making memories for younger kids, but also for adults and also for families. But I like the whole thing. There's a reason why we call it repair, right? We're repairing people's hearts that actually
Except
put a lot of work into their theme parks and their establishments too.
Exactly. It coincides with the healing, the repairing,
Yes.
the healing. It's what it's all about.
Yeah. I like
And
that,
I
man.
liked your thing earlier today about at the beginning of the program about the nonprofits. I mean, look, get out and do something.
Yes.
The joy will come back to you. This is what I do. You don't have to be a great artist or a musician, you can use your talent. Anybody can use your talents to make the world a better place. Open the door for someone, give them a smile. Just it's easy.
It feels great because when a door is open for you, you know how it feels when someone else needs that door open for them as well too. And I think that's such a great thing of not even just saying I want to have the credit, it's just knowing that you are helping people to be able to get that door open for them to be able to start and find a way in their journey to be able to be either successful or just be happy in general.
And that's where
Right?
it's very
So,
symbolic. A physical door and the door of opportunity.
yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you.
I like you, Mark Klein. You cool. You cool like
Well,
that.
thanks. Is my wife watching? Did you hear this? Do you hear this, man? At home, you know what I am at home? I'm just another husband that doesn't know how to put his clothes in the hamper. Yeah, some genius you are. I guess
Right.
Einstein's wife told him the same thing. But honey, I'm thinking about relativity. I forgot to take out the garbage.
Yeah, it's the smaller things in life. It's the smaller things in life, Mark. That's what it's all about. Everybody, before we take a quick commercial break, I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Oh man, I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. We have none other than we have to call him a professional sculpture artist here with us, Mark Cline. Hey, Deborah Wilcox Lemaster says, we love Mark and Sherry. Thank you so much for
Oh,
the awesome
good.
comment. We got
All
Wanda
right.
Willis checking in. She says, watching my cousin Mark on the show and taping American Pickers with him on it right now too. Let's go. Yes, exactly. Yes, I know we got to talk about that as well too. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show because I know there's something special that's happening at the same time. John T for free is checking in. Yes, I do talk about the Chicago Bears. Donna Marie Bird is checking in. Hello, Beatrice Davis. Thank you guys so much. She says, "Oh, he is handsome, man. I love his hat too. Cool is no expression. Let's go. Thank you guys." Sean Wilson is checking in. He said, "Let's go, Rico. Let's go. Let's go." Hey, Mark, sit back, relax. We got to take a commercial break. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves. Everybody, we're going to be back in 30 seconds. We'll see you shortly. Mark
I got
Cline,
9
Rico
more toes to
Noswabi.
clip.
Okay. I'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's your boy Rico No Suave. Hey, did you finish your toenail clipping? Are you good?
I'm working on my fingers now.
Okay. Oh
Just the salt,
man,
please.
everybody, we having a great time. You know, if time fly by fast, especially when Mark Cline and Rico No Suave show is having a good time. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. So Mark, at one point in time, you found your niche, right? When we talk about how, practice makes perfect, right? And then we talk about how you repair, right? The repairing piece, it's kind of different than the creative piece of being able to build the statues, right? To be able to be that sculpture, to be able to put some things together. I do want to put up one of the photos that that you sent me, of course,
Okay.
the astronaut. It was kind of like the astronaut, and then you had one that you actually had. This one here. The creative mind behind this and how big this is, is amazing. But there's that niche that you actually have to be able to know how you want to start creating these statues, but also these sculptures, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you find that niche? When you I got it.
I don't know if there was actually a magic moment,
Okay.
because I was doing a lot of sculpting when I was a child. In fact, I would say that when I was 8 years old, other kids were making snowmen, and I rolled up some snow, and at the end of the day, I'd made a Statue of Liberty. Well, guess who got their picture in the newspaper? Now,
Let's
other
go.
people were making snowmen. I made a snow woman. So that was unheard of back in 1968. So I just gave away my age, didn't I? Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's it. But
Yeah.
but but snow was free, and there was a lot of it.
Of
And
course. Oh,
so I
yes.
started learning I started learning that if you were a little bit different with your artwork, you would get attention with it. And
Yeah.
so, it just kind of, can I say it snowballed from there.
Yes, you could say that because it
Yeah.
flows. It
Yeah,
flows. Yes,
it's
sir.
snowballed. I like to segue a lot. Yeah. But it was, but I did a lot of sculptures, and I had the idea when I was 19 years old to make these things out of paper mache. I didn't know there was any other. I didn't know about the fiberglass then.
Okay.
And so I make these monsters out of paper mache. There were the things under the stairs, in the attic, under the bed. Well, I made enough of these things in my parents' garage, and at some point, I've got to open up a museum. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like nobody was there to tell me no.
Right. Right.
And or this is a crazy dream, or what are you doing? And so I would just make these things, and what I created were the subconscious fears. I opened up my little monster museum. It didn't do that well. It did well the
Okay.
first year because I forced gumped my way into having my museum on a road that was that the traffic went down to the Knoxville World's Fair. So I just happened to be open that year, and did
Yeah.
well. So I kind of fooled myself into believing, I was a big success, but it was a struggle. I did go through some depression. That was a horrible moment.
Sure.
But I came out of that. We could do a whole show on that. I mean,
Yes, of course.
because I mean, you know what? There's depression is such a terrible thing. A lot of people going through it, but
Yep.
there is way out.
Yes.
And I found it through the gift of giving. And it's so I just kept on with what I knew best.
The statues that you make, and we're probably going to make this kind of like, I wouldn't say a slideshow, but it's just admiring your work, right? And admiring the things that you actually do to be able to work with these big old the statues, right? Because these statues are like, they're not like 12 feet. They're like 22 on up. And to be able to have the, how can I say, the confidence to be able to sculpture something so big, and to be able to transport it, right? I mean, what's in your mind when you know that you finished the product and now you're transporting it? How do you keep it like all together, knowing that you're transporting this to the establishment where you're ready to put this up?
It's like pieces of a puzzle. When you break it all down, you can look at it as individual pieces. And I mean, the idea is to all people when they come out there and they see this piece, but there's a lot of individual pieces that need to be put together.
Yeah.
This piece right here, in fact, I don't know if you got it. This is going to come up on your thing, but here's a 66-foot tall dinosaur, the original sketch for
Wow.
them.
Yeah, we didn't get
And
that
we're
one.
going to be building
Okay.
this in Tulsa for next year.
Okay.
And they really like me out west, boy. They love me in Tulsa.
Let's
Boy,
go.
yeah, boy, I love it out there. These people treat me good.
Let's
But
go.
66 foot tall, okay, well, let's look at this. How are we going to build this? I'm not going to build a 66-foot tall dinosaur here at my studio and have him, climb up a scaffolding every day. We're going to do it in sections on the ground. And then we got to
Wow.
figure out how it's going to fit on a truck. So I mean,
Right.
it's all it's mathematics, and it's just knowing it's doing it for 40 years. That's what it is.
Sure. Sure. Yes. Yes. And I think because of the art that you actually have in a craft and the repair that we talk about is being able to know how we troubleshoot. Now, we do have another photo that I do want to bring up, that the lady with the pie, right? Now, there
Oh,
was this piece here. So because this was actually on a trailer, or a hitch, I should say, and how you actually transport it. This is what got me in my mind. And then finally, you were able to put this up, and then that's what it looks like as well. So I think if we can want to see the full picture of that, so we can take off the lower third. So we want to make sure that for this piece here is how it was laying down, and then looking at it from in front of. It looks like was that a was that a park that it was in?
no, it's at a restaurant up in Atlanta, Illinois, and I can't think of the name up there, but it's the only one that sells all the pies, and they got some great pies. I can't think
Okay.
of the name right now, but it's a small town. If you find the lady holding the pie, you'll find the restaurant.
Okay.
And shipping these things, we deliberately try to position them on a trailer so when we're going down the road, people can get a good view of them.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but but if you look at the trailer, we had her facing that way instead of turning the other way because we didn't want her dress to blow up over her head.
Oh, right. Right. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, these things it's the ADHD. I'm telling you, I can't help myself.
I love it, man. I love it. Trust me when I tell you, I do love it. Thank you guys so much. I see a lot of comments that's actually coming through. Deborah Wilcox Lamaster is actually saying, Mark and Sherry recent open house at Enchanted Castle Studios was amazing. Seeing in progress building of the Giants was such a unique experience. Talk to us a little bit about that.
About our open house.
Yeah, the open house. Yeah, the Enchanted. So what?
Yeah, well, it's kind of let me. It's very Willy Wonka ish coming to
Okay.
my studio.
Sure.
So we don't open it every day. We just maybe once a year as a rare thing, and we open it for a few hours so people can get a peek into see how the magic is done. And I think it surprises a lot of people. You know, over here is a whole statue, and over here are pieces of a statue, and over there is a 55-gallon drum of resin with pieces of fiberglass laying there. So it's like a and I kind of show people it's kind of a birthing how it's created. I mean, I can't do
I see.
demonstrations all day, but
Right.
I kind of show people how it starts, and a lot of people have absolutely no clue how this is done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it takes a great deal of work and to make these statues. But I can alter them and make them do just about anything. I can sing and dance with this stuff, and put pies in their hands, put big rifles or axes or space helmets or jetpacks. So I
Yeah.
can pretty much do whatever your imagination wants to happen.
Now, there's faces that we take a look at with building and seeing exactly how big these faces are. There is a picture of, I think, your boy Bob, where we have his face, where you're actually starting to build him as well. Let's see if we could actually bring that up. And it's almost like in the making. Yeah, I like that one. And then there's another one that actually is kind of like beigeish. And it's like three of them, like multiple faces that's on there. There it is. That
Oh yeah.
right there. Talk to us about this one.
Well, you can see I've got multiple statues being built at the same time.
Yes.
And what I'll do is if we have several of those being built, I'll just put all the heads out and paint them at the same time. It's like putting two or three babies in the same bathwater.
Yeah.
So I try to arrange this so that because I mean I do something like 8 or 9 of these particular giants a year, but I do lots of other things too. I do lots of other um, uh, uh, mini golf props and different things, plus own a ghost tour and a theme park. So there's
Yeah.
uh, there's a lot to be done here, and I do have a crew of people that help.
Yeah.
But yeah, the giants. I do have molds for multiple giants, but then we take it to the next level. As you can see, the guitar there. I had to make the guitar. There was no mold for that.
Wow.
And again, that
Wow.
went up. That went up today, just today,
Yep.
and so.
Congratulations. Wow. Man. Congratulations. Say it again. I'm sorry, Mark. What did you say? We kind of lost the audio on that.
Okay. Okay.
It's kind of breaking up just a little bit.
Yeah, we do have a storm here,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so hopefully
I,
we'll just.
yeah, it's breaking up just a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to get everything through. You know what we'll do is we're gonna hopefully everybody's actually enjoying themselves as far as with the talented Mark Cline. Thank you guys so much, man. Yeah, I like the 2 or 3 babies in the same bathwater. That was cool. I like that. That was cool. If I'm ever multitasking, I might have to use that expression, Mark.
Oh,
That
yeah,
might
there
that
you
might
go.
bring an idea for me.
I
But
won't charge you anything.
no, I will volunteer my services to come and help. I want to actually be in person to see how I can help build one of these statues one day. That would be super awesome.
I'll show you how fun it is. I'll put a grinder in your hand and say, grind that for 8 hours.
Okay.
It's like wax on, wax off. It's like, oh, what was funner than this? But anyway, all right, you're good. Good, good, good.
Also, hey, Mark, sit back. We're going to be back in a minute. Everybody, we have another commercial break. But thank you guys so much for actually tuning in. We hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Hey, everybody, we'll be back less than a minute. Let's go.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013. Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave show and get an additional 10% off.
Static on there.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself with none other than me, your boy Rico No Suave, and of course the talented, the professional sculpture artist that's making big moves, giant moves all day, every day, Mark Cline. Hey, Mark, are you enjoying yourself?
Do you mean this moment?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
You're a great host.
Thank
I told you earlier how talented you are.
Thank you.
You got to give yourself some credit. You know what? I don't do every show. I just don't. I did some research on you. You're a good
Thank
guy.
you. Thank you.
I mean,
I
you got
appreciate
a
that.
heart. You got a heart. And
Yes, I do.
that's why that's why we're talking right now. I've turned down other shows. Trust me.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me, and thank you so much, man. And I'm such a looking at what you've been doing, and of course, we always talking behind the scenes and things like that, and just seeing your progress in your work. I'm super proud of you, man. I am, and I'm so glad that you're actually here on the show, and everybody else that's on the show with us as well too is showing the love as well. There was a question that did come up. I think it was Beatrice. She said, what was the first spark that sets a new sculpture in motion for you? A concept, a story, or was it a material? Good question.
I'm telling you, it can be anything. I've always been an observer of shapes ever since I was a child. I remember I was in a play. I played Stan Laurel. I'm in the fourth grade, and I needed the derby. Oh, which by the way,
Let's go. Let's go,
it's
mate.
another fine mess you got me into, Ollie. No, hold on. I just happen to have a bunch of hats. I feel like Chuck Barris on the Gong Show.
Let's
But
go.
no, but I needed a hat, so I took my mom's mixing bowl. She didn't know about this,
Uh-huh.
and spray painted it black. Then taped some cardboard around it to make the brim, and did the show. I was in the fourth grade. I was Stan. We had Ollie,
Yeah.
and after the show, people came up and gave me all these accolades. Wow, that was great. That was great. And she noticed that was her mixing bowl. Of course, she couldn't get too mad at me in front of everybody that were complimenting me. So she's okay, Mark. So I would be nothing was sacred to me. I was looking down the road one day and I saw two tractor trailer trucks riding side by side down the interstate. I looked at them, and the anniversary of the fifth anniversary of 9/11 was coming up, and so I
Mm,
looked at containers on the back, and I thought, what if we took a couple of those, painted them white, and stood them up side by side, And so I worked with the local city, and we created an observance for the fifth anniversary of 9/11. And in
blessings.
fact, I've done that
Blessings.
almost um, every 5 years.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, and there they were, the two shapes side by side. The spark, I don't know, it just happens. I can't really put my finger on
Yeah.
it.
So
But thank you, Beatrice.
that was awesome. I love the whole trying to figure out where this goes into kind of the next, and then no, you actually asked the question as well too, which was cool because that was one of my questions that I actually had, because the beautiful sculptures, the beautiful giants that you actually have put around the country itself. What was one of your favorite pieces that you actually put together that's also memorable as well too, that you always talk about and it always sparks your attention?
Probably foam hinge.
Okay.
You ever heard of foam hinge?
No. Talk to me
Okay,
about that.
it's a full size replica of Stonehenge, that I built entirely out of foam, thus foam hinge, and
Okay.
it premiered on April Fool's Day, 2004, here in Natural Bridge. We made all these big foam pieces in a matter of 6 weeks, and put them up, and we put a big curtain over it, and I did the David Copperfield, and we presented it. And which goes to make me think about, why didn't the Neolithic people use foam instead of stone? It would have been so much cheaper and easier to lift, and they could have gotten it done in like hundreds of years sooner. But but
Yeah.
but that one. But wait a minute. I
Uh-huh.
also built another one. Okay, now that one was moved. That still exists. It's up in
Oh,
Northern Virginia at a place called Cox Farms. But then I built another one for a multi-billionaire down in Alabama called Bama Hinge. So you can look all this stuff up.
Bama
And I'm
hinge.
probably the
Okay.
only man in history that's built two full-size replicas of Stonehenge, and I'm not even in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, well, you're getting there. I tell you, you're getting there. Oh, I don't see why you're not. That, I
I
mean,
think the good thing is when the aliens do come to take over the planet, they're going to be confused. They're like, wait a minute, we were going to start here. Now, wait a minute, there's one there. There's one. Ah, heck, send them a virus.
hey,
I'm
have you ever
probably
made? Have you
responsible
ever
for that.
made? Have you ever made a statue out of a UFO?
Oh yeah, that was actually my first April Fool's joke. We took these big, what are they? The antennas. Remember the old dishes, the great big dishes that
Uh
were
huh.
8 feet in diameter.
Uh huh.
So I gathered up about 7 or 8 of those, or 8 of them. So we put one on top of the other, and we put them out in the field. And yeah, so we called it. What did we call that April Fool's joke? We called it a space oddity, I believe it was.
Uh
The
huh.
people driving down the road, and all of a sudden they look over and they see these flying saucers out in the cow field with a cow standing beside them.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Oh
Every
my
April, so I do.
goodness.
I try to do an April Fool's joke. It's something pretty elaborate every year.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, man. That is so awesome. So, I think we have a few other photos. I don't know if we showed them all yet. We have a few other ones that I do want the audience to be able to see as well. I'll give it up for my producers. Yes, this is the one.
Yeah,
Yes, Motorhead 66. Let's go. Yeah, I love that one. I
that was put
like
up
that one.
last year. That's in Illinois on Route 66, of course.
Route
The world's
66.
largest Route 66 sign in the country. Well, the world, I would say.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
absolutely. My friend Dino and Ron, they made that happen. This guy
Let's
was
go,
recently
chef.
moved. He was moved from Springfield, Illinois, Springfield, Missouri, just actually last week, and he
Uh-huh.
is being sent up to um, Route 66 in Illinois. So that's going to
Okay.
be not. No, I'm sorry, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay. Okay.
So some other people bought him. So I'm proud to say that he's going to also be on Route 66.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we have another one. The donut.
Okay, the donut was just delivered. Oh gosh, up in Lincoln, Illinois. I think about a month ago.
Okay. Okay.
Another Route 66 piece. Everything's big
Yes.
out there on Route 66.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Okay. Do we have another one, producer? Let's see. Oh yeah. What about the
Oh
cowboy
yeah,
bill? Okay, that's all you
kind of a
right there.
yeah, an Elton John kind of thing there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that those are the boots that went on the Cowboy Bop, which we just sent out.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, my dentist's wife, Kelly, she painted those for me. Which,
Oh,
by the way, I got to give him
nice.
a call. I lost my tooth when I was coming back from Colorado. I got to get that put in. Thanks for reminding me. Mm.
Yeah, no problem.
It wasn't when I was rock climbing. It was when I was eating a gummy worm, which is not as glamorous. But
A gummy worm?
took my
Those
tooth
things
right
are
out.
and those are so good too. I love gummy worms. I love gummy worms. But yes, if you have to lose a tooth over gummy worms,
Yeah, we're
man,
getting
that's
real
crazy.
personal with all my body parts: the toenails, the teeth, everything.
Yeah, it's it's okay. I'm getting to know you better. All right, let's talk about the last thing, of course, and there's a theme park, my man. Let's talk about the theme park.
The theme park.
Let's go. Dinosaur Kingdom.
Dinosaur Kingdom 2, actually. It's a 16-acre theme park that I built that takes place during the Civil War. It was left out of the history books. So,
Okay.
trying to set the record straight.
Okay.
Yankees were using dinosaurs as weapons of mass destruction against the South, and it didn't work out too well for them. So, if you come to my park, you will see some mind blowing displays and special effects and different things that happen down there. In fact, Shane, come here, man. Shane is this guy is what makes all the stuff come to life. Get in here real quick.
What's up,
This is my
Shane?
boy Shane right here.
How you doing, Shane?
What we do is we kind of talk about different ideas, and we sit there and we come up with different ways to make it happen. And this
Yeah.
guy's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Says I
Awesome.
want to do this. Then tell him what he can and can't do.
In fact, he was the one that made this connection possible. Like up to the very last
Yes.
second, we were trying to get this thing working. It's like in a James Bond movie, you know.
That's right. The
We only
Mission
got like a
Impossible.
few seconds. We got the storm going on and everything.
I work well under pressure.
And
Yeah.
it works. It worked well. It worked well, man.
But you get to feed dinosaurs
Yeah.
there. Hey, you get to have a battle with Bigfoot 5 times a day.
Let's
A
go.
water battle with him, and we've got a mining town where this all happens, and it's like walking through a comic book. It really is,
Yeah.
and it has its own comic book too. So you
Okay.
get to go through the dinosaur park, and you get to enjoy the experience. I got two rules there. Number one is have fun, and the second rule is try not to get eaten.
Right. Well, yeah. Come out alive. Let's go. I like that. I like
It just
that.
wouldn't do to have my customers be eaten. I get a lot of bad reviews.
How is it that like did you build it all at once, or was it modifications over time to be able to build the whole theme park?
Yeah, it took as I said, I called it Dinosaur Kingdom 2. There was an
Yeah.
original Dinosaur Kingdom, and that was on 1 acre, and that was on the property of another attraction that I owned, but that burned down in 2012. So
Okay.
we had these dinosaurs left over, so I put them in hibernation and brought them out of extinction when I found
Let's
another
go.
opportunity. It's all about finding opportunities and jumping
Yes.
on them, jumping on
Yes.
'em.
Yes, sir.
Because the door that we're talking about. Now
Uh-huh.
we've talked about parts of houses because that window is only open for a short period of time. We've
That's
got to
right.
realize, as we're on this planet, we've got limited time to make things good.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's what
But
we're
in the
here for.
but you know what, Mark? In the meantime, we always keep the happiness because I have something for you. Boom. This is for you. This is for
Oh,
you.
well, how am I going to get that? You're like in Chicago.
There's something called UPS, FedEx,
Ah,
and you know, I got to
well, I
give
could
this
come to
to you.
Chicago. I could come to Chicago and get it, and I can meet you, and we could go out and you could buy me lunch, and
Let's go.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, we can.
I got a statue up in Chicago. I got several of them up in Chicago, and I got one
Okay.
actually at is it Berwyn? At Berwick, it's just
That's
as Route
Berwyn.
66 starts. Yeah, it's up
Yep.
on top of a bar called Cigars and Stripes. So anybody up in your area wants to see one of my muffler men, there's one right there at the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, send me that. Make sure you send me that so I'll go
Okay.
and take a look at it in Berwyn. Yeah. But
Yeah.
here's the reason why I'm giving you the shirt. Not
Okay.
only because you're super cool, it's because the talent that you have of repairing people's lives from culture to actually from depression, from the ambiance, for everything that you have done for repairing what they have to be able to bring them back to life. And then also bigger companies to be able to trust you as far as with the mighty hands, the giant hands that you have to be able to help them continue to grow. And then your creative mind with your staff, with Shane, with your wife, with everyone that's around you, you know, you are the centerpiece of the universe of giant statues. And this shirt means a lot to me giving this to you because you're a gem of the world, GEM
Well,
of the
thank you
world.
so much.
So thank you
Well,
so
Rico, I
much for
appreciate
actually
that.
being with us. You know, you're part of the family now, just so you know that. You're part of
Oh,
the family.
great. When's Thanksgiving dinner?
We'll say November, right? November. We'll do a pre-Thanksgiving. We'll be,
Okay, well, if I'm part of
it'll
the
be
family,
friends.
set aside a plate for me. I'll be there.
I'll make sure I bring pie.
No, I'll bring a huge one.
Exactly. Mark, we got to show everybody before we get out of here, we got to show everyone your social media so they can follow you and make sure that they actually support you. So let's bring up that social media for him first. It is Dino Kingdom 2 on Instagram, everybody. Make sure you please go ahead and follow him there. Here's the next one, Facebook. Yes, Dinosaur Kingdom, the number 2. Make sure you please go ahead and follow and like him there. And there's that website, Dinosaur Kingdom aka 2.com. Make sure you go ahead and follow him there. A cool website. Make sure you please go ahead and support my man, Mark Cline. Mark, it was a pleasure having you on the show with me today, and everybody else was enjoying this as well too. And you know I got to have you back on, but I got to come and see you. I'm definitely going to come and see you for sure.
Please do. I'll show you some things around Virginia that blow your mind. Not just in my attractions and things, but the state is just a beautiful place, and I had a blast. I really did. It was really fun doing your show, Rico.
Man, I appreciate you, man. And thank you so much for being on the show. But everybody, I want you guys to put your hands together. Mark, you take care, sir. Everybody, put your hands together. Mark Cline, let's go.
Peace,
Yes.
love.
All right, everybody. We got to get out of here. It's your boy, Rico No Suave. We want to thank you guys so much for actually being here on the show with us. And I hope you guys are inspired. Keep this in mind. No matter where you are at in life, you can always make it. That means that coming from where Mark started off being homeless and then just using his talent, somebody opened up that door for him to be able to say, hey, you know what? I believe in you. Once they believe in you, it just takes it up to another level. And it's all about how you use your talent to make sure you keep those doors open. If one closed, you go and there's another door that's going to open. Everybody, we got to show you our social media before we get out of here, but it's our website, everybody, www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go ahead and show me some love. Show the crew some love, everybody. Here's the next one. It's Facebook, Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go and like and love and follow there as well, too. Here's the next one. Ba-boom. Yes, we have Instagram, everybody. Make sure you go in and follow us on Instagram. We're continuously growing there, and the show is getting better, everyone. And this one is important, because we like people that subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel, everybody. Make sure you continue to subscribe, share this video, and tell everybody about the Rico No Suave Show. Last but not least, if you're a podcaster and you like to actually do audio while you're driving, review this one as well, too. It will be up tomorrow. Yeah, so make sure you please go ahead and go to mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show, and the show will be up. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for all of your support and all of your love. But everybody, we'll see you next time as we end off the show just like this.